Alright, so I'm gonna work on the fuel lines here. This is actually, I ordered some stainless and some nickel, copper, whatever you call it, 5/16 tubing, and I cut two pieces for the bottom section, and then I have some AN fittings I'm going to attach to the stainless section, which is going to be in the engine bay. So I originally went through and I did the coat hanger trick. This is all bent up, but I did the coat hanger with wire bent up what I thought I wanted it to be, and then after that I used some scrap brake line that I had left over, did it, and then I went from that and did a piece of the nickel copper stuff, what I thought I wanted it to be. And this stuff bends pretty easy. You can bend it by hand. I borrowed a cheap bender to bend this with, so to try to keep from dents and flattening stuff. And I was cruising right along, got most of it going, but then I overbent it, tried to bend it back, which you're not supposed to do, and ended up denting it. So I ordered another couple of pieces from Inline Tube. They're a place here in Michigan, the other side of the state. So I got it pretty much almost next day. I ordered it, then the next day they shipped it, and then I got it the next day. So anywho, I got two more pieces of stainless to do the front section. This is pretty much most of what I'm going for. This one would have worked perfect, but it's short, because once I cut that off and then use this, it was too short. So this is like my template, I guess, for both of them, and it's not too bad to bend. The only tricky hard part is when you get the complex angles to go from this bend to a bend at an angle and then another bend. That's when it gets kind of confusing and difficult, and kind of why I made a template, and then use that, and then came up with this one, and this one's going to be my template, which I'm going to try to match the best I can. And then I have two of them, so I have to have an outside and inside, so you have to plan accordingly to, one's going to have like one's going to be further on the outside and then on the inside and then kind of the outside, so then the other one's got to come on the inside of this, then it's the outside of this, and then it will be outside of this, and so on and so forth, so that they'll be side by side. I still have a few of the stock rubber fuel mount pieces, which I plan on using, which that's what I'm basing my width to, so that they're side by side, basically, to that width. Yeah, and these are kind of hard to find. There's not really any in the States that I know of locally to buy. So I have just enough to do what I need to do. I think I may try to order a couple more, because a couple of them are, order a couple more or find somebody online that has some. This one's like pretty gross and super hard rubber. The other ones aren't that bad. And then I'll have two in the bay, kind of, so I'll probably have those that look the best, I'll put those in the bay, and the other ones will go underneath the truck. So that's where I'm at right now. As far as putting the 37 degree AN fitting, we have a machine at work that will put the flange on the correct 37-degree angle on these. I ended up buying a cheap one and it didn't really work the best. So I'll probably just flare them at work and then be done with them. Alright, so bending these things, this is like the top section, and then this is the bottom section, and then these essentially blend together about in here. So this is kind of long and this is long, but I kind of worked backwards on this side, worked backwards, and then I did the best I could on this one, and this is what I came up with. So I'm gonna make 2 of these and then add the rest of this on here, basically from here out. That's what I have to add. So this is what I'm working to. Alright, so I finally have my brake lines all bent up. I have my finished pieces here. They're basically 2 of the same thing, kind of, with a little offset in them to account for the gap, I guess, for the rubber grommets to hold them. I have the lines, the ends flared already. I did those at work. We have a nice bender or a flaring tool at work, so I have the AN fittings all taped up on here. That was one thing I made sure that I did, was put those on before I flared them, so I wouldn't go have to cut them back off and then re-flare it. And then I have a -5 on the bottom and then a -6 towards the top that will be in the bay. And then underneath the truck, I have the nickel copper pieces that I still have to finish bending this, but these are minor bends. This I bought a 25-foot coil of it, so that I cut it in half, that's what 2 of these people are, 6-foot length basically. So, and then these I flared also at work, and then threw the fittings on it, and then I have a male-to-male adapter that will screw into the bottom of that. So -5 for underneath the truck and -6 for in the bay. There's less fittings for -5 than there is for -6, but -5 is the equivalent of 5/16 equivalent of 5/16 tubing, and then -6 is the next size up. There's more fittings for the -6 than there's for the -5, so that's what I went with. So I have still a big piece of 12-foot nickel copper, which I'll probably keep just in case for later. If I had to do it again, I would have taken the nickel copper extra piece and tried to bend up my temporary, or I would have tried to do a test piece on one of these first, and then I would have went to the stainless. But live and learn, I guess. Like I said, I used the pieces I had, made them work, figure out all the bends, and then I made new ones off of that. So that worked out good. So I have a bunch of scrap pieces I need to throw away here and clean out my area. And then I'm going to put these in the truck. So then I can put these in the truck, and then I can put the steering rack on, and then I can be done with that and move on to other stuff. So that's what I'm going to be working on. So I'll give you a little behind the scenes of that. So that's the bay lines all in. on I ended up making a bracket, as you can see there. I made this bracket, which is essentially, there's a hole on the underside of the frame horn, which I put a threaded insert in, and then I made this L bracket, and then bought this bought some of these like dual line clamps, and then I took a piece of fuel line, cut it down to make like an isolator, and then use that on the lines. So that's what's holding it in place. I'm gonna leave the tape on these for now, just so they're protected. Now I can do the underside. Alright, so here's back by the fuel tank. I still gotta do the fuel pump and all that jazz here, but the fuel lines are ran. Sorry if this isn't the smoothest. There's my splice with the fittings staggered so they're not on top of each other. And then to the stainless, then up through the hole. Then it comes out through the hole. I have bags on just to protect it so I don't get dirt and whatnot in the fittings. Overall, I'm happy with it though. The fuel lines were definitely a learning experience for sure. Figuring out how to bend everything and whatnot to get the proper angles, because there's like compound bends going on. But overall, I'm happy with it. Now I can put the rack in, and then tie rods, and hopefully put it down on its wheels, and then I can show you the stance and whatnot. But anywho, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll get going on another video. Probably putting the rack in and getting the stance, or drop down on its wheels so you can check out the stance. But anywho, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for the support, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.